Okay, so I will start by sharing my screen. Leon, can
Mm.
you see it?
Sorry, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So, uh, the past uh, weeks, we have been talking about crime. So, if you look at your notes, the next chapter there is chapter 9, which focuses on typology of organized crime groups. So, in other words, um, we will be studying or discussing on what are the typology of organized crimes. And if you remember also, we have been talking about white collar crimes. So if you see the sequence of our topic, we are still talking about crimes. So this topic actually is a very broad one. So next week, if we have face-to-face class, I will be discussing more on this one, and then probably we'll be spending a week or two for this topic. Okay, so in the typology of the organized crimes, let us first understand what are the traditional organized crimes so that we can see uh, what is what are the typology. So first one is there is what we call as traditional organized crime. So from the word na traditional, so meaning these are the crimes that we see every day and common, in other words, traditional nga, di ba? So meaning these are the crimes that has been being practiced hundreds or thousand years ago, and we are still seeing them also today. So for example, mafia. I know you have already heard what mafia means. So a mafia is a terminology actually being used with regards to organized crimes. So the mafia is a term in Italy, Sicilian term actually yan, um, which if we translate that today, when we say mafia, it means organized crime. But in the language of Italian, it's not actually organized crimes. It means being bold. So meaning organizations lang yan noon ng mga bad people sa Italy around 18th century. And then uh, naging popular siya until now. That's why when we say mafia, we refer to organized criminals. So, for example, we have Chinese mafia or Japanese mafia, yung for example, Yakuza. So, we have also American mafia, mga ganyan. But what do you mean by mafia is actually organized crimes. So, traditional pa rin yun. Kasi ang ginagawa ng mga mafia noon, as you can see in your screen, what they were doing is to rob bank or theft. O ito yan, picture dyan, mga pagnanakaw, akyat bahay gang. Um, and yun, in the old times, siyempre, ang ginagawa, they will rob gold, mga ganyan yung traditional na ginagawa ng organized criminals. Kasi nga, traditional. However, yung ganyan na traditional na ginagawa ng mafia uh, has been actually changing Um, as time passes by, nababago yung traditional organized crime. So today, the the contemporary organized crime, or we call it emerging organized crime, is no longer focusing on one particular place. So emerging organized crime um, emphasize less emphasis, sabi dyan ano, sa screening nyo. Less emphasis. Sige nga, pakibasa nga ni ano ni Aldrin. Pakibasa mo nga, Albrin.
Emerging organized crime, less emphasis on traditional structures and a greater focus on transactional crime.
Ayun. So ngayon, ano ba yung ginagawa ng organized crimes? It's no longer akyat bahay gang. It's no longer focused only on robbery or focus on theft on the street. But today, they are focusing on transnational. So when we say transnational, syempre, Yukmos, when we say transnational, what comes to your mind? Si Clyde Yukmos. Are you there? O natulog na? Wala na si Yukmos. O si Yangkin. When we say transnational, what does it mean to you?
Batanes.
Mr. Yangkin.
Oh, sir, they will adapt to the current state like that.
Transnational? No, no. Adapt. What do you mean adapt?
Sir, like they will adapt to the new trend like that, sir.
Okay. Anyway, how about si Miss Kusalan? What do we say transnational? Miss Kusalan? Wala na rin? Ah, nasaan ang mga... Come again, Miss Kusalan?
Sir, transnational is para po siyang worldwide po.
Oh, yes. Yun, di ba? As simple as that. So, worldwide. So, meaning from one country to another. Mm. So, in the past, the traditional organized crime worked only in their own country, in their own place. But if you look at the history, since travel is easier already, like you use airplane and faster ships, and now we have the internet. So the emerging organized crime works already from one country to another country. So meaning their influence and their activities are becoming global also. So yan ang emerging ngayon. So what are they doing? So meaning what kind of crime these organized crimes are doing. So nandyan, you can see the pictures in your screen also. So we call them at least one of the well-known activities of this organized crime or criminals is what we call as illicit trafficking. So nandyan si word na trafficking. No, tracking ang nakalagay, sorry. Trafficking yan. Illicit trafficking. So when we say illicit, so meaning illegal. Kasi meron namang legal na trafficking. But meron tayong illegal. So yun, yung illicit trafficking. Now, when we say trafficking, this is a term popular for most of you. Kasi meron tayong traffic. Di ba? So, Mr. Simpson, when we say trafficking, what What comes to your mind? Si Mr. Singson. Huwag na kayong magsalita na mag-share kasi we don't see each other. O Singson John Denver, when we say trafficking, what is that? Hello, Singson. Mukhang natulog na. Wala na. How about si Cosme, Mr. Cosme? Cosme? Better quiet? Okay. Anyway, sige. Babawiin ko na lang sa next week. So, di ba, when we say trafficking, it simply means movement. Kaya nga meron tayong traffic, di ba? So, we use that word traffic, meaning movement of goods or people from one place to another. So, that's why when we say vehicular traffic, it means movement of car to another place. So, the word traffic means movement. That is why when we say illicit trafficking, it means illegal movement. So like for example, drug trafficking. So yan, the trafficking criminal activity is a very profitable type of business because the income there is very high. If you sell, for example, 1 kilo of marijuana in New York, that would probably worth a 500,000 already if you are able to sell that, or if you are able to sell just 1 gram of cocaine or shabu in Los Angeles, that would give you already a lot of money. So that's why it's one of the favorites of organized criminals. If you see the map, yan, below, sorry, ganyan pala yun. So we have the map, di ba? Nandyan si, oh sorry, iba na pala to. Next slide dito. Okay, ito yung, dito sa baba, merong dyang map. And most of where the drugs are going actually are the rich countries like America and Europe, Canada, mga ganyan, or Japan. So just imagine or think of rich countries. Doon pumupunta yung mga drugs. And so it is where the drugs are moving back and forth. Sabi ko nga, malaki ang income dyan. Kaya kahit anong gawin mo na batas, kahit nilagay mo na death penalty, for example, sa Pilipinas, life imprisonment, magdala ka lang ng 1 kilo na marijuana, life imprisonment na yan. Despite of that, marami pa rin nagbebenta ng marijuana because of the high income. Another favorite is the arms trafficking. Yan, movement of firearm, mga baril, no? So number one, siyempre number one na nagbebenta ng baril, United States. Sila naman kasi yung madaling mag-manufacture ng baril. Now, China is also taking over because of the high-tech machines in manufacturing firearms. They can easily manufacture, and so what they are doing is they're selling it to a uh, common conflict zones such as Africa, Middle East, Myanmar, o yan, yung mga may rebelde na nangyayari sa Mindanao, because they know that the firearms are in demand in that particular place. So ang ginagawa pa ng iba na organized criminal, gagawa sila ng gulo. For example, ang favorite nila sa Africa. What they do is they will create a scenario where one tribe will fight each other. Siyempre, pag nag-away na yan, nagkaroon na ng tribal war o nagkaroon na ng civil war, they need weapons. Then, saan sila kukontak? Yung mga organized crime. Another one is human trafficking. Okay, so human trafficking meaning movement of one human to another country by force. Ayaw mong pumunta, pero pinapunta ka, or gusto mo man pero illegal pala. So for example, they recruited you as a domestic helper sa Singapore. Ikaw naman gusto mong magtrabaho doon, so pumunta ka, yun pala magiging prostitute ka lang doon. Gagawin kang tagapalimos. So that is also part of human trafficking. Malaki din ang income dyan kasi if they are able to traffic, let's say 100,000, may tuloy-tuloy yan kasi income nila yan. Monthly na namamalimos or monthly na being a prostitute, so malaking income yun, din yan. Okay? That's why they like it. However, hindi lang yan. So, for example, aside from sexual exploitation, forced labor din, meaning they will be forced to work. Let's say, sa farm in the United States. Or, what else? Ano pa? Organ removal, ayan. Meaning, kailangan nila ng kidney doon sa Canada. And, yan, i-admit muna natin itong mga pumapasok. So, they need organ. Sorry. So, okay. So, with that, yan, kailangan nila ng organ, kaya naghahanap sila ng source. So, where will they find? Usually sa poor countries. Maghahanap sila dyan, then ibibenta. And then what else? Yun nga, forced begging or sa conflict areas like for example sa Ukraine, Africa din ito, yung child soldiers, gagawin kang sundalo para meron silang katulong na lalaban sa kanilang mga kaaway. Alright, so human trafficking. And then another one is wild trafficking, wild animals trafficking. So also din yan because there is a lot of income also there. For example, ibebenta yung leon or tiger tapos gawin na bag yung skin niya or ibebenta yung horns ng mga elephant or yung elephant mismo ang ibebenta. Or yung mga rare wild animals like eagle. So because there are people who are willing to buy them. Yung mga mayayaman, gustong-gusto nila yan. So, it's also actually a multi-billion dollar business, illegal business. Kasi bawal nga, di ba? Bawal kasi magbenta ng mga wild animals. Kaya tumaas yung price ng mga animals na yan. And dahil tumaas, malaki ang income. So yan, wild trafficking. Then cultural property trafficking. So ano ba yung cultural property trafficking? Yang katulad nung nandyan, nakikita ninyo dyan sa screen, yung mga antique na products. Okay, for example, nagawa na nung 2,000 years ago, mga revolto na nagawa na nung 1,000 years ago, um, mga paintings, mga ganyan, mahal actually ang mga yun. And as I've said, there are rich people who are fanatic of those kind of products, and yun naman ang tinatarget ng mga organized criminals. Okay, so kasi malaki din ang income. Another one is the falsified medical products. Ito, yung gamot. Mm. So, uh, falsified, marami yan. China, for example, ang galing niyan, mga Russian mafia. Oh, it's easy to create or manufacture a medical products. O, sa atin din, gustong-gusto natin binibili yung mura, but yun pala, peke ng mga yun. So imagine mo, ibibenta sa Pilipinas, for example, kahit nasabihin mo lang na alaksan, and then ibibenta nila uh, 1 million pieces. Tapos, bibenta sa atin ng mura, di malaking income na rin yun. Um, okay, and then last one is the smuggling of migrants. Usong-uso ngayon yun kasi there are many people who wants to go to rich countries like Europe, many of Africans, Middle Eastern countries, or even Asians love to go to these rich countries. Pangarap talaga nila ang ganun. So sinasamantala din naman ng mga organized criminals, no? They look for those people na gustong-gustong pumunta sa Amerika, and tatargetin nila yan. They will offer them, oh, gusto mo, tulungan ka namin na punta ng Amerika, magbayad ka lang ng 200,000, sigurado yun na yung papel mo. Oh, tayo naman na nauto, pinatulan natin dahil nga gusto nating pumunta doon. Ayun pala, peke yung mga documents nila. And siyempre 200,000, for example, ang babayaran, ilan yung nauto nila. Malaki. Ano? So if you look at it, no, pag titignan mo yung mga yan, uh, it's actually about money, isn't it? Yung mga business na mga organized criminals are actually motivated by money. Di ba? Motivated by money. Kasi tingnan nyo, puro money yung pinag-usapan natin, no? So, lahat, pinaka-main motivation ng mga organized criminals na yan is to gain, to have more money. Kasi gusto nila easy money. Last na to, na slide ko kasi nauubos na yung oras natin. Then less than half was able to enter. But at least meron na tayong nagawa ngayon. Okay, so last is infiltration of legitimate business. Aside from illicit trafficking na ang dami-dami, one also of the activities of organized criminals is they are infiltrating legitimate business in the government. So what do you mean by infiltrating? Pinapasok nila yung mga legal na business. So what are they doing? So kunwari, bibili sila ng business. Let's say, gagawa sila ng isang 7-Eleven na business, tapos doon nila ipapasok yung mga pera. Halimbawa ako, how will I use legitimate business? Mag-establish ako ng sarili kong 7-Eleven. Para doon nila ipapasok yung pera na nanggaling, for example, nanggaling sa Canada. Nagbenta ako doon ng drugs. So, siyempre, yayaman ako. O, kukwestiyonin ako ng government ngayon. Bakit ako yumaman? Wala naman akong trabaho, no? Kasi yumaman ako sa drugs. So ang gagawin ko para hindi pansinin na yumaman ako na walang trabaho, I will have my own legal business para kunwari doon nanggagaling yung aking kayamanan. And at the same time, doon din nila ipapasok yung mga perang galing nga sa ibang country. So, in other words, mga organized criminals, they have also legitimate business. No? They have legal business. So they will use that business for their own advantage. Parang frontage ba? Frontage lang nila yung legal business. And syempre, na-infiltrate din nila ang government. So, syempre, they need protection, right? They need politicians, police officers. So what they did is they give money to the politicians, they give money to law enforcers so that they have someone to protect them. No? So, ang galing nila ano. Kaya yan yung nature ngayon ng organized criminals. Okay. So, yan. Mga na, if you see the screen, nandyan regulator, sabi daan. So in other words, yung mga government agencies yan, binibigyan sila ng mga pera. So for example, DTI, Department of Trade and Industry, binibigyan yan ng suhol so that they will allow them to have their own business. What else? In the localities, yung mayor, siyempre binibigyan din na ng suhol so that the mayor will protect their legal business. So it's a very complicated. Kaya pag titignan ninyo yung organized crime, it's kaya nga organized, di ba? From the word na organized, napaka-organized talaga yan. They function like an organization. Kaya napaka-effective and they commit more crimes. Kaya delikado ang mga organized criminals that as future law enforcer, it's important that we have to study them so that we know how to stop them. Because, they are damaging our society. Kaya yun, pinag-aaralan natin sila para how do we stop them? How do we prevent them? Because they are not only killing a lot of people, but they are also endangering even legal business and even our community. Okay, so with the remaining time, any question?
None, sir.
None kaagad, ha? Talagang none kaagad. Picturean ko lang yung mga pangalan mo. So if you can open your camera, can you please open for attendance? Maraming hindi naligo. Sige. Alright. Smile lang. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Another one. Sa may iba naman. Okay. One. Sige. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yun. Marami talaga ang hindi naligo, ha? Especially yung mga taga-Bugyas dyan, di ba, hindi naligo. Okay. Sige, paki-close na ninyo yung camera para makuha ko yung pangalan. I can take picture of the name. Wag muna kayong mag-relieve.
Yes, sir.
Sige, para yung pangalan lang ang makikita ko. Okay. Isa pa. Okay. So, yung assignment ha, I give you assignment, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So, ano na
Yes,
lang
sir.
yun? Paki-submit na lang sa Monday na lang.
Sige, sir.
Basta gawin nyo ng maigi ha. One whole yan. Baka one half ng one whole lang susulatan nyo ha. And then please read yung buong chapter 9 and then anything about organized crime.
Sir.
Okay, so yun lang muna ngayon. Kasi half lang yung meron. Isi-send ko na lang